Well, afternoon sports fans, yeah, it's a different version of the damn video, different angle. That's why that different camera angle. We were John C. How you doing? Well, I'm trying to do okay. It's a little after one right now. Class has already been over with for a while. I haven't tried to keep up with the damn politics because, like everybody else, we're so damn deflated. It's not even funny to look at or even talk about. So I am just trying to cope and unwind. It has been stressful. And I can't tell you how stressful it has been because we each have our own limits to deal with. I'm not going to get into the politics of what should have been and what could have been and anything else like that. I'm just trying to explain what stress level for me is. I don't know what it is for anybody else these days. I mean, a long time ago, and here we go again with a long time ago videos. I had gone through several elections in my life. And yes, I've heard the political rhetoric going back and forth, but at least they were trying to be civil. And they were attacking positions left and right, and trying not to attack persons left and right, individually or collectively, or even going after the families. And what gets to me is when politics becomes really dirty, is family and friends getting attacked left and right because of their beliefs and their philosophies differ from the other side. Here we go again with the us versus them situation. I don't understand it, I can't explain it, and I don't even want to know about it. But it is there. Simply put, it's crazy. I mean, we have to be leery and weary about things like this. This election cycle we've gone through. Well, I know it was already contentious back in 2016. I was already going through college courses during that time, even as an old fart right now, 54. And I was basically getting in my 50s, just getting it started. And trying to understand what was going on. Not exactly the easiest damn thing to do. I mean, I understood something about the system, but not entirely. I mean, I understand about the a triumvirate, if we don't want to call it that way, regarding our way of government. Executive branch, legislative, and then you've got the judicial. Legislative, they make the laws. They control the purse. Executive, they've got the power and authority to enforce, but not make laws. Judicial system interprets law, but also at times creates new law without even realizing. Judicial review. Things I picked up from Political Science 101 a long time ago. The details were sketchy and mired like crazy, but the general basis of it was implanted. I already knew something about them going through high school. Problem is, it really wasn't explained like some of the other professors I've run into in my later life on what kind of energy level and what they're trying to understand how the students will figure this stuff out. And we're just trying to shove this information down our throats, make sure that we understand it by rote, so we can actually perform and function like damn good robots. The problem is, we should have been understanding the systems more and more, and unfortunately, the public school system I was going under didn't really work well with us during that time. We were in a we were going through election cycles during that time. I'd barely taken any bare basic government classes in junior high, just understanding about how our government system worked a little bit. U.S. history, world history, just get a smattering of what the hell was going on. Really didn't study that much. Studied about other countries. Oh, well, that's nice. I mean, we're going to study about world history. What about our own damn history? What about our own damn country? What about our own damn system here? Not until I got into high school and I started being fed the information from different teachers. And they still did the force-fed matter because this is what I'm going to have to deal with in college. We were told a long time ago. Different teachers, different times, different school systems. It drove me crazy. You go into college and you still don't understand a damn thing. You don't have context. Despite the fact I actually voted in my first election, it was back in 84, 85, casting the ballot. And it was pretty damn good because then I get to wear a sticker all day in class. And I was freaked about it. But I may have had the picture on duty, and it was thinking of towing the water. So that's like when you get in college, because they expect you to understand what was going on. They kept feeding it to you, sometimes by rote, but professors during the time when I was going to Pierce College at the time, in 85, and these they work with you. I took it back in. I took a political science class called U.S. Government. They didn't call it Political Science 101, they called it U.S. Government 1. And the professor was trying to give you all the information, but you had to respond back in kind. And there really wasn't any essays or any other writing assignments that challenged you enough to make you look at things differently. Did you understand the work? Did you understand the process? Do you understand how it worked with the U.S. government in a historical context? And here are the examples over here. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings about it? What do you know about it? Well, I was going over to Antelope Valley College over the last 5 years. There was a professor named John Bento. Cream of the crop. He turns out honor students like crazy because they know their stuff. He teaches it to them in a way that they can understand and relate with it. And I was so enthralled with his teaching style, I took a couple more classes just so I could get a better context of what political science was all about, but not to mention the world around me in a different context that I never knew of. So when I'm starting to see things happening over the past 5 years, it opens up my eyes, even as an adult, of what's going on. Even us adults can learn stuff. We can learn shit. Cross-trained into one thing or another thing. I mean, we are capable of that, aren't we? So, and then watching the political science being played out every single time there's an election cycle, every 2 years, regardless of whatever state it is, or either it was local, state, and national. We're seeing it happen. We're hearing it and trying to understand what the commentators were talking about all the time. And as you learn, or as I learned, more and more about the system, it became more and more common speak. And I began to understand and appreciate the system a hell of a lot better than I ever had before. And that I understand more and more about what it means to be having power separated from federal and state. What things can be done, what things cannot be done. What things can be rushed and what things cannot be rushed. And sometimes other people have different ideas what needs to be done in a hurry. But then again, there are other governors and other state legislatures that want things done their own way and drag things out a little bit. And what I keep hearing on the news these days. So, in dealing with that, it's no wonder the stress and pressure of election gets even worse and worse each time. When the 2000 election came out with Al Gore versus George W. Bush, they weren't going after each other regarding personality or family, or regardless of what a party they were, or denigrating them for anything but going after the policies they had. Going after the issues. It was always about the issues. Which person had the better handle, better context on the issues, and what the solution was going to be. The politics over the past 10 years, or I'll take it back, 15 years, have gotten worse. especially when you have outsiders trying to interfere with the election process altogether. And I'm not talking about dark money. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about personal attacks constantly. Race, color, creed, religion, sex, everything. Everything goes. And it disturbs me of seeing this. I mean, it really does. How the hell are we supposed to be able to deal with this? Yeah, shut up. So. But it's what we're dealing with right now. We're dealing with the stress of not knowing who the next president of the United States is going to be. We're not knowing if we're still going to have any senators or representatives are going to be actually having a topple or actually having control over the House and Senate. We already know about our state legislatures, and if we still have representatives, yes. And which since I can't put this damn thing on pause. The only thing I can do at this point over here is mute. It is silent. It is silent at this point because I do not want to really get stressed on this damn thing. And right now, as it is, there's a hell of a lot of things to get stressed about. I can try and make it stuff to stress myself out on. But life right now, as it is already doing the job as it is. We're dealing with the COVID. We're dealing with a damn pandemic virus. It's knocking our asses off left and right. It has changed our lives dramatically. We have to carry in our pockets masks of various sorts, even the disposables. Carry at least a few of them anyway, just in case. It was never like this a long time ago because we didn't have to worry about wearing these damn things. Medical personnel, anybody dealing with bacterial contagions or anything else regarding their health and safety, not to mention the health and safety of people around them. These things were necessary. It was not meant for the general public, unless, of course, you were sick and didn't want to spread your germs or you didn't want to get any damn germs on yourself. So yeah, the masks were out there for the general public, but not for them to use all the time. And we really didn't have this mentality for almost a century. Prior to that, it was under 1918 when we actually had the pandemic going on. Spanish flu, they called it. Spain was one of the rare countries that actually said, "Look, we got a massive pandemic going on. It's flu. What the hell you want us to do about it?" During the time we have World War I kicking the hell out of Europe. Now, what's more spectacular? A war in Europe or a damn global pandemic trying to kill us with flu that we had no handle on and had very limited medical facilities, testing, primitive compared to what we've got today. But even with the primitive, they're still able to deal with it by coping with it, by doing other things totally beyond normal for at least a few years, including wearing masks all the time. It wasn't disposables, it was cloth masks over the face. But at least they were trying to keep the bug away from their mouth and nose. Because they knew it was being spread. Just like the COVID. Just like the COVID. But it's not the flu. They already made that clear already. Scientists and doctors have already made that damn thing clear already. It is a new virus. But it is similar, but not the same. And people have been talking about this damn thing for months. People have been dying by the thousands. And that's no joke. That's not fake news. So now we're dealing with that. And that has turned into politics. Federal government should have been doing something about it. They didn't. Play head games with it. And they still got a doctor still playing head games with it. We're not talking about Dr. Fauci either. When you have a sitting current leader of the free world making plans of getting rid of your top immunologist and disease specialist just because you don't like him and you lie through your teeth. That's going to help us out. That's going to help everything else out. That's going to help out your damn election, you schmuck. Because now you're killing everybody at the same damn time. Must be nice. I try to keep on top of this. It's a hell of a lot of information overload. A lot of controversy over this thing. We have balked like crazy over this. We have argued. We have screamed at the top of our lungs. We don't want this damn thing. We don't want the bug. We don't want to do what we have to do to get rid of the damn thing or protect ourselves at this point over here because we're too damn inconvenienced. And worse than that. Worse than that. We'll start losing jobs. We'll start losing homes. And the politicians are going to be number one targets because they're the ones running the damn show. But the people are still not held accountable to this damn thing. We keep telling them what's going on. They don't listen. They don't want to listen. They don't have the need to listen. They listen to some other politician schmuck. Or another orange gas bag, I call him. Saying whatever kind of stuff he thinks off the top of his head that's going to help out the American public. Give me a break. Give me a break. I know I've got personal experiences against the medical establishment over here, but at least I do not disrespect the sons of bitches. Not much anyway. They've kept my ass alive for decades. At the time I was born up to this age. Even though I still don't like them, trust them, and feel too much pain and hassle from them. Pokes and prods and slices and dices and pills and potions and notions and emotions. Ah! I'd be so crazy. However, their profession is to do no harm and to help and heal. The problem is we're too damn stubborn and we think we know better. And we don't trust as much. I say for an example. Because I don't do it either. I don't follow my own damn advice. They follow the doctor's advice and I don't even follow it. But I will follow it. It keeps my ass alive. To a point. It's not that easy to keep using masks left and right, but you have to protect your ass and your assets. So, what we're doing at this point is just basically talking how to recognize all these damn pressures, stresses, and everything else, and also to understand that we're still dealing with this stuff. This is not the easiest damn thing for us to deal with. I'm surprised we haven't killed each other yet, or killed ourselves in the process. I'm still expecting that to happen. People have boarded up, actually companies and little shops have boarded up their businesses to make sure that nothing happens to them during this election cycle. For the past 2 or 3 days, because they're afraid of damn riots. And well, they should. Because people are still hot-tempered and hot-headed and they still don't know their ass from a hot rock. And they're doing a pretty damn good job of telling everybody else about that. So, the only thing I can tell you at this point is hold on to your ass, Fred, because we ain't through this shit yet. So, the only thing I'm going to tell you at this point is, look, we may have been doing the us versus them at this point over here, but we don't have to follow cultists. We can follow our gut instincts if we have to, our logic if we need to, without someone else's bullshit. Do your own damn research. Make sure the person you're following, that you understand where they're coming from. And not just because they're selling you some pretty damn snake oil that tastes pretty damn good, because the rest of that shit is going to fuck you up left and right. And I'm not going to apologize for the language. Because I had to use the same type of vernacular a lot more politer. Because it's politically correct in previous videos. In this one, I'm just telling you from my gut. Hell, when I do my own personal logs, I'm even worse than this on the language. It's just the way I am. Anyway, let's hope we all survive this damn thing without trying to kill each other, please. Can we treat each other just a little bit civilly? Or is that too damn hard to ask?